I want you to think about this. I've got a very ugly word to talk to you about. And it's a word that, if it fits, I want you to do everything you can to disrobe yourself. It's slothful. Slothful. It literally means to be lazy. Slothful. I hope this is a word that you will get rid of if it applies to you. The Bible talks about slothfulness in several books, but primarily in Proverbs. And I would hope that you would read some of these passages and see what God thinks about slothfulness and how he teaches us to get beyond it. He tells us to specifically to look at a specific insect to get away from this idea of slothfulness. In Proverbs 6 through 11, in King James translation, it says, "Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man." Laziness is not of God. Slothfulness is not of God. And slothfulness is something that will overcome you if you don't fight against it. Constantly putting off till tomorrow something that you can do today plays into the idea of not only incapability, but it will play into the idea that God doesn't want us to have a sense of urgency about our lives. Slothfulness, laziness is simply not of God. I'm not talking about you didn't get something done because you weren't feeling well or there's an issue with you physically, mentally, or whatever. What we're talking about is just being lazy. And he says, now look at the insect, look at the ant. In Proverbs 10, 4, 5, and 26, he says, "A slothful person becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. He that gathereth in summer is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causes shame. As vinegar," verse 26 now, "as vinegar to the teeth and as smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to them that send him." Think about vinegar to the teeth, smoke to the eyes. Think about the distasteful idea of swallowing vinegar, the problem that you have with smoke in your eyes. This is how the lazy person is seen by those who send them out. God opposes slothfulness, and it's something we want to get off of us. We don't want to be lazy and indifferent. We don't want to be able but don't respond. Laziness is not of God. And I hear people laugh about it and joke about it. It's not something to even laugh and joke about. You don't even want to put that out there. "Oh, I'm just lazy-minded," or "I'm just a lazy person." It's ungodly. God doesn't look kindly upon it. And there are so many blessings that I believe Christians miss out on simply because they don't step forward with the effervescence that God has given them. Sometimes we just have a tough day, but you have some people who are just consistently lazy. If that's you, it's an ugly word, and it's a word that we don't want to be associated with. There are reasons to be energetic. there are reasons to give God your best. If you've been lazy, let's get rid of it this year, and let's deal with life. Let's deal with our dreams and goals and our objectives, and let's deal with our God in a way that others haven't seen in us in a while. I told you it was something I wanted you to think about.